Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm taking you back to basics, Makeup 101. Going through my YouTube channel, I realized that I don't actually have a video which talks about how simple makeup should be, and this is exactly what I'm doing. I'm staying away from any complicated techniques, methods, or words that some people can't pronounce. The purpose of it is to encourage those ladies who always told me that they wish they knew how to wear makeup, even if it's just something light, to go out and try it. It's very wearable for work, it's wearable for an interview, for a Zoom meeting, or just if you feel like wearing makeup that day and going out of the house. Like I always say, makeup should be fun, it's very individual, so you can pick and choose what you like. If this sounds like something that may interest you, then please keep watching, subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos for more handy tips and tricks and makeup advice that works for the real world rather than just on social media or behind the lens, and give me the thumbs up. Before you start your makeup, make sure that you have prepared your skin well, so you've cleansed, toned, moisturized and applied sunscreen. For your makeup base, it's up to you if you want to use a tinted moisturizer for more sheer effect so that you still see your skin through, or a CC cream, or a foundation. If you decide to wear a foundation, please start off with a primer first. The primer will help give you that even application and makes your makeup last longer. In my previous videos I've talked about what type of primers work best with what type of foundation, so please check out my other videos for that, because if you're not using the right type of primer it can clash with the foundation. Apply the primer all over the face, including your eyelids and underneath your eyes, and you really don't need much with the primer, just go really light-handedly. Because we're not applying eyeshadow today, I'm going to do the foundation all over the face first. I advise you to put the foundation either on the back of your hand or directly onto the brush or the beauty blender, whatever it is that you use, rather than applying it all over the face as you often see on social media. Because if you squirt it directly onto your face, you'll end up with so much product that you'll spend so much time trying to even out and blending it. So start off with a little bit of product, and if you need to add to it, you can always come back. Always start from the center of the face and bring it outwards. I do have some pigmentation here, which I'll come back with the concealer on. Make sure you use very gentle motions. Applying some on the eyelids as well, even though we're not wearing eyeshadow today. It just helps give you that even look all over. But I am keeping the under eye area clear from foundation because I'm going to go in with a concealer to cover my dark circle. And as you've seen in my previous videos as well, I'm not going to apply more product onto my forehead, rather whatever I have on the brush I'm just going to bring up. And I'm staying away from the parts which have most lines, and instead I'm just going to use my finger to blend in the foundation that I have around that part, bringing it in just so that, like I said, so everything looks nice and even. Another thing I'd like you to invest in is a powder puff. These powder puffs are so essential because once you've applied the foundation, when you use it to press it all into your skin, the foundation becomes part of your skin rather than sits on top of your skin, if you know what I mean. It gives it a more natural look. I'm keeping it really simple today, so instead of using color correctors and explaining what color neutralizes what blemish, I'm just going to use a concealer. If you have dark circles, don't go in with a highlighter or with a shade that is much lighter than your skin tone directly, because that is just going to actually magnify your dark circles, or if you have eye bags under your eyes as well. Rather stick to a shade that's closer to your skin tone and even one shade darker. So in my case I'm going in with this type, the darker color concealer, and applying that under the eyes. Now I'm only going to apply it where I really need it, so there's no need at all for me to go in and apply it down there, for example. You know how you see that triangle being applied with the highlighter? That's not necessary, even if you are using a highlighter shade. Instead, only use concealer where you absolutely need it. So I'm using my ring finger and I'm just applying it where I need it. Not forgetting the inner corner of the eyes. That part gets a lot of shadow. Now next I'm going in with the concealer over my pigmentation that I have over my upper lips. I've got some brown spots there as well. The next step is to set everything to make sure that nothing slides off our face, and for that you can use either a pressed powder or a loose powder, it's up to you. Now I'm going to use a loose powder and I'm applying that with a brush all over the face, and I'm really not using much at all, so this is about enough for the whole face, even that's probably too much. And next I'm coming in with the powder puff again and pressing everything in. The concealer and the foundation and the powder. Okay, part of my personal daily routine is to contour my face very quickly, and I'm not going to go into too much detail because, as you know, this is very personal. It changes from face structure to the next, so every face shape needs a different type of contouring. Personally, for myself, I like to narrow down my nose a little bit. And next I'm doing my cheeks. If you can be bothered to use some highlight or illuminator, I'm going to use a golden shade, which is closer to my skin tone. And I'm only applying that on the cheekbone itself, and I'm taking it a little bit higher, that part. And using a fluffy brush. I personally don't like the illuminator to be like too bright, where you can almost mirror yourself or see yourself in your own reflection. And I'm using whatever I have on the brush on the upper part of on the highest part of my eyebrows. And above the eyebrows, just there. You can apply it a little bit on the lip, on the upper lip. I personally stay away from highlighting my nose completely because I contour it to detract attention from it, and if I highlight it, it'll just attract attention to my nose, and I try to avoid that. That's personally. It's up to you if you prefer to use a bronzer or a blusher, entirely up to you, or you can use both as well. Now I'm going to show you the placement of the bronzer versus the placement of the blusher. So bronzers are usually more browny shade, so I'm going with this shade here for myself. And I'm using a fluffy brush, and it goes basically on your cheeks, and you can go horizontally close to the nose if you like. And then cover up this area, just blend it out nicely. You can bring it all to the nose if you want, all the way. A little bit on the nose, I'm not going to. And then on your forehead, and a little bit on your jawline. So that's the bronzer. If you want to wear blusher, however, I'm using this shade for my blusher. I'm placing that approximately halfway under my eye, so towards my cheek, and a little bit outwards. So the blusher is a little bit more rounded rather than a horizontal stripe, I would say. And I'm just applying that really gently by dabbing the product onto the apples of my cheek, where you would normally smile. Try not to smile in doing that, because when you stop smiling it just drops, so it tells you that this placement was too high because of your smile, which lifts up your cheek skin. And please avoid putting blusher up all the way to the eyes. That's so 1980s. And the other thing is I see so often is that people put blusher on their nose, making them look like a red-nosed reindeer. I don't understand that concept at all. And the other thing is that they put blusher on the forehead. Now for me personally, I find that this looks way too much like a sunburnt look, and last time I checked that wasn't really a sexy look. Okay, so that's our face done. Next I'll do some mascara, maybe a little bit of eye pencil and the eyebrows, and then finally the lips. Now with mascara, if you have long enough eyelashes, then I recommend you invest in an eyelash curler, and you simply place that part basically that goes between your upper lashes, and then you hold, make sure you've got them all in place. You stand really still, try not to blink whilst you do that. And then you press down and you hold for a couple of seconds, whatever, 2-3 seconds, and then you let go. Make sure you open it up entirely before you pull out, otherwise you'll pull out your eyelashes. So the same with the other eye. Placement, press down, count to 2, 3, 4, open completely, and then remove. Mascara, I know you're going to say mascara is the easiest thing to do. It really is simple, there's nothing to it. But I do want to talk to you about different ones. There's obviously 500,000 different types of mascara out there with different ones. But if you go to the same brand and you look at the lengthening mascaras versus the volumizing mascaras and whatever other labels they give to them, most cases the formulation is actually the same. The only difference would be in the wand, the shape of the wand. So the thinner it is, the thinner the wand is, and more separated the little hairs are, the more of a combed through natural look it gives you. If you go for a mascara wand that's more of a buff head, more fluffy, and the hairs are much thicker and closer together, that'll give you a thicker look, more voluminous eyelashes. That's the difference between the different mascaras. And of course then you have the waterproof mascara, which is a different formula altogether. What I often see is mascara being applied in very quick upward moving strokes, like this. Sometimes they blink onto the mascara wand, and sometimes they just do that all over. Okay. Now what that does is it gives you a really nice natural look, which is absolutely fine. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, if you do want to get that thickness and longer looking lashes, then this technique will probably work better for you. Let me show you. Right, so if you take the mascara wand, hold it down the bottom of your lashes, give it a wiggle, and then you pull the eyelash up whilst wiggling. It gives you that thickness and the length. You'll see the difference in a second, so keep doing that. This way you're also coating the roots, the base of the eyelashes, which gives you more like an eyeliner effect, I guess. It gives you that thickness, and it coats every single strand. Can you see the difference between this one and that eye? That's what a big difference the same mascara and mascara wand can make. It's simply the application. The application is what made the only difference. Another handy tip for those who have really short or sparse upper lashes is to simply get a eye pencil and kohl pencil, gel liner, whatever it is you want to use, and simply just coating the upper waterline. Get as close as possible to the lash line, and it'll naturally coat it. It makes it almost look like you're wearing eyeliner, but it also makes your lashes look a lot thicker. Then what you can also do is extend the end of the eye just by literally following your last lash. Just drawing one line up like that, because that makes the end of your lashes look longer and gives you a little bit of a lift without using eyeshadow. Okay, so next up is eyebrows. Now, it'll take me too long to get into what face shape suits what type of eyebrow, but the only thing I can say To simplify it is basically if you have a longer shaped face, it suits you basically to counter that and go the opposite way and draw them a little bit more horizontally. And if you have a more rounder face or a square face, then it looks nicer. So don't worry too much if your eyebrows aren't symmetrical, if they don't match. I've dealt with a lot of ladies who have one really raised eyebrow, but not just the eyebrow, but the whole eye area is more lifted than the other. So sometimes it's just best to leave the imperfections and just see how perfect they really are like that. Like I said, this is a really, really simple makeup application technique. It shouldn't take you more than 10-15 minutes depending on what steps you chose to take. And even then with time you'll get it done in 10 minutes easy, you know, blindfolded almost. When it comes to lipstick, there's obviously the long-lasting liquid to matte type, and then there's a normal lipstick. The general rule is the more moisturizing the lipstick is, the more oil it has. With the liquid to matte lipsticks, there's great brands out there, great products, but they can also be very drying. So sometimes it's a matter of hit and miss until you find that lipstick that you're really happy with, that doesn't dry out your lips. First rule is try to line your lips. If you're wearing a normal lipstick, not the liquid to matte long-lasting ones, then outlining your lipstick with a lip pencil is going to prevent your lipstick from bleeding and going out into the pores around your lips. So I'm going to outline my lips now, and I do like to go slightly over my natural lip line. Again, eyebrows and lips are not symmetrical, so it's normal that you have one side of your lips looking different to the other side. A new trend that I've noticed is Instagram and YouTube makeup artists contouring their lip line. In my opinion, I think that's really unnecessary, but I guess they do it to enhance their lips, make them look fuller, to create some shadow. But honestly, I haven't seen one that has been done properly, because often they don't blend out the contouring well enough. Cats fighting. Mocha. So what they end up with is a really smudged lip, which either looks like the lipstick has smudged or that they have food left over on their mouth. So once you've outlined your lips, you can go in with your lipstick. And then all you do is take a tissue and gently press your lips against the tissue. And that's it. You've taken off the excess and the rest will stay. If you're wearing a normal lipstick, then you can repeat the same application again. So you can apply a second coating of lipstick and then print off the excess on a tissue, and this will make sure it lasts. And that's it. If you intend to go out with that look, then put some fixing spray on and it'll last you all day. I hope you found this video helpful, and I hope that you're going to take some of my tips on board. Let me know if it worked for you, and like I said, makeup is a very personal thing, so pick and choose whatever you like, and what you don't like, just ditch it. If you like this video, please make sure you give me the thumbs up, you subscribe to my channel, check out my other videos for some handy tips, and I'll see you again in the next one.